Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, innovating, and amazing Propagandacast with your host of Pearl Day, the one and only Master Propaganda Hero, Defender of the Fatherland, off into a 1v1
Pioneers are reporting for duty.
Will approach. In the northwest, it is FeriG fighting for freedom and democracy and liberty. Here with the US 3rd Armored Division, tasked by passing to break through the Germans in the sector. Commanded here by Mule and Deutschland. It's fighting for Deutschland. The Wehrmacht sitting fourth here with the 44th Reichsgrenadierdivision Hoch und Deutschmeister. They got a Triple Pioneer opening here versus the Rifle Engineer Scout opening here for FeriG. So we are off here, swiftly heading northwards here, getting up some positions towards the fuel point. Typically why I see the Triple Pioneer opening is, it just helps you get in some extra map control in the early game against your opponents, which is the Wehrmacht is very crucial, especially with the USF, so that's why you see a lot of these Triple Pioneer openings. South Pioneers poking forwards, MD folding up here from Mule. Could make the ambush here, but might also just not be ambush. We'll have to see. Just have to see. Engineers poking towards that southern field, pumping up Pioneers and move here, machine gun moving towards the cutoff point. He might be something there and there. Got up north, first shots fired. Scouts versus Pioneers. Of course, not going to be a good fight for the Pioneers at that distance. But there we go, Scouts are kind of flanking them here. They're at least trying to, just withdrawing here, so realizes he's never going to win this engagement at range because, again, the Pioneers just have no DPS added. South side right pushing in, hope to hit some more unsuspecting and more isolated units there. Not a bad move there, tactically by FeriG. Another rush from way up north, Scouts the Pioneers. Machine gun heading north as well, expecting perhaps the main thrust to be here. But that is not by FeriG strikes. In fact, it goes straight for the fuel point. A devious maneuver here by FeriG.
Grenadiers have been mustered for battle.
Most effective. Grenadiers from up here for Mule and Deutschland. Scouts withdrawing here. So he's obviously responding here now to the fuel point being harassed here. Which also means he's just sending two of his units towards, like, the fuel point right outside of his base. I mean, they're not, close to the front line. They're not going to push it forwards. They're just there to, like, defend. So this is a kind of devious move here by FeriG. I feel like wouldn't have made it matter into the from contest, but yeah. Again, suddenly, boom, just two units to deal with one unit. Pretty sneaky play there by FeriG. Thumbs up. Up north here, Scouts poking about. Pioneers are going for the cutoff point here. Another Grenadier squad there for Mule. FeriG there with another squad of Riflemen, the GIs. Being in the south field Engineers, sandbags laying down, Grenadiers going for center victory point, Rifle squad snaking up here. Flank behind, catching the Grenadiers for a bad spot. Machine gun busy here, and Grenadier squad number 2 ready for Mule.
Grenadiers assembled.
Now the players yet to pick a battle group here, perhaps waiting, contemplating their moves, or maybe just thinking it's not necessary at the moment. We will truly never know. We got Machine gun here with ordered to hold fire. Thank you, God, to fire. Good choice there.
Territory sector lost.
Makes you wonder if Mule thinks he's gone for, like, Terror and got the ambush machine guns when he just hasn't.
Silence. Grenadiers ready.
So infantry's watching there for FeriG. Of course, being a captain, cheaper reinforcements down the road, and tough
The
troops.
enemy have taken our territory.
I mean, there's a reason the infantry support center remains like the #1 picked out of the 3 support centers. It is just superlative compared to the other 2. Just in terms of like just the major upgrades it offers, and we get a free unit. I really cannot stress this so good. There you go. FeriG hitting the fuel point this time, rendering a neutral. So extra effective at FeriG again, drawing in 2 units just with 1 rifle squad because of the Grenadiers just 1-1. It's not going to be a great engagement there from Mule. Got FeriG there with a weapon support center, likely then looking at any weapons, and half tracks out of him, medical station there for Mule. He's got 3 Grenadiers out on top of the MG42, like he's going to have to take up soon then to get out some anti-tank assets, unless he intends to go Luftwaffe and get an LG40, except he doesn't have the munitions for that right now, so if he's counting on that, he might be making some bad assumptions. There we go. Heavy weapons for FeriG. M3 half-track selected. Of course, got an M3 half-track on the way here.
Medics are standing by at headquarters.
So, definitely promises some problems here for Mule throughout the match. It's a matter of which problems. I think in the grenades definitely expecting something there. So we'll slowly see some of the German army. Half-track almost done. Mule has yet to take up, so he does not have like any easy access to same weapons attacks. No. Jaegers with the Panzer section, armored car with the Panzer boots. Okay, we got Panzer going coming from Mule. Thumbs up. Even there. It's going to take a while to get something out to deal with that M3 half-track diesel unleashed upon him. Going for the fuel point again. Consistent, precise harassment here against smooth fuel points like his base here. I have to see what Mule long-term decides to try and do about this, because this is definitely not ideal for him. Up north here, Pioneers trying to interfere here onto FeriG getting met with M3 half-track. With the captain in the back, got the LNG supporting the 50 cal there. Really just like using the Pioneers, almost wiping out the entire squad here already. Not great stuff for Mule. He actually cancels the Panzer gun coming from the Luftwaffe company, indicating either he changed his mind or there's an accident he wanted the Luftwaffe company in the first place. Hard to say that, but for now, got FeriG running back with this half-track. Looking to get some wipes. Already got one Pioneer squad wipe. And instead just moves to the fuel point here. Once more striking at Mule's fuel economy. Devious yet effective play there by FeriG. How will Mule respond to this, insult against territorial integrity of thus far too long? Half-track goes in, right moving in here. Panderfaust and the half-track doing some damage from half-track to, is the engine and knock it out. Back fighting away from Mule. Engine foot against Ralph, going up behind the old tractor. Pressure on Mule remains intense and ruthless here. He's fighting back. He believes in NC. Sweet, sweet NC. Black 30 on the way there. Becoming more and more of a common choice, I feel like, in Valmont builds. Again, to the point, actually in some matches, people don't even go in before twos. They go for flat 30s.
Victory point is under enemy control.
Run closing in here. Going in hard for freedom to box the catchings from the grenades in a bad spot. Scouts here busy. Further south and busy in that fuel putting in. The Pioneers can't do anything about it. Mortars FeriG.
2-centimeter flak gun and crew deployed.
Observing the machine gun, but also probably just anticipating a flat 30 because, again, as mentioned, it's very much part of the meta at this point. Grenades being snapped out. Captain going for the northern victory point. South side, Pioneers with the knees. Flat 30 moving in here, catching Ralph 40 in the northern spot.
Territory
Ripping through them there. 30 yet to get upgraded. Oh, not a great need for that, as opposed to yet. Mule continuing to hold his breath here on the battle group pick. How long can he keep holding it? There you go, American mortar team are joining in the fun. Grenades for FeriG as well. No, cancels it. VARs instead. Going for the Browning automatic. Mighty laid down as well here by FeriG. Thumbs up. Good spot here, by the way. Nice bottleneck point. A lot of points you can just hit that line on. North here. They got the point. And he's punishing out. And we got Mechanized, which seems to be getting a bit more popular again in the meta game. For some, it's because the Stug D with the Starstorm into the Panther, because, Stug D and Starstorm tends to be a pretty good combo. And obviously gets out Starstorm fast, and the Starstorm is the Wehrmacht's best infantry option. So, for some players, they pretty much just figured, well, if I want to fight with infantry, I need Starstorm. And so they just rushed him out using either of the two battle groups. So that's sort of a bit of a development there. Infantry 473. Jaeger squad of the Mule. Maybe not then. And again, he needs another command point, so I guess some amount of sense here being made in, going for that Jaeger squad until then. And FeriG here, either aiming now for the Pershing or possibly the 3-inch gun, because there's actually been a slight increase in some players going for the 3-inch gun as they realise that, turns out a larger assist gun, in some regards, cheaper and more accessible. Cheaper even. It's just an American assist gun, which obviously implies some quality there. Basically, assist gun obviously has to be towed, but can also get some nice bonuses by the battle group. No, that's still pretty damn good. Especially since it actually does do more damage than assist gun did in Crew 2.
The enemy remains stubborn. We are down to 300 points. That's
actually causing some players like these to go for one of them. Like that way pressure the opponents. Plus, of course, with that close to the squad size, it obviously also gets a high rate of fire, so that way it also becomes meaner. So, there's a kind of sentiment to it, but there you go. VR's out there. 4th round squad with FeriG, really pushing the influence element here versus Mule and the German Reich here. Jäger's getting pummeled here. Flares popped. Going to be on the battlefield here. And far south again, hitting the fuel point, and this time even digging in. Cheeky with FeriG, there's no limitations, no bounds. It's untethered. So I'm just showing the amount of pressure he's applying to Mule and how miserable he's making things for the German player. Well, Mule can soon either go for the Arctide or the Stutt D with Starstorm. He's certainly closer than command points wise, manpower wise, a bit more to go for the Stutt Assault Group, but he can still go for it. We'll have to see what Mule ends up. Meanwhile, using surplus FeriG. Neg on the south, withdrawing here from the field point. Flag Freddy could be the next victim here of FeriG's sneakiness.
We have lost control of a victory point.
Takes some refills and healing. I'm getting mauled here. 2 command points. So Wilhelm does go for the Arctide, does go for the Stutt D with Starstorm.
2 centimeter flak gun is silent. True dead.
Flak wiped.
8 Rad armored
And he goes for the Arctide, the cheaper option, but personally I find it a little less interesting. Jäger's wiped. That's a great grenade FeriG, absolutely tearing out one of Mule's infantry squads, leaving nothing but tattered uniforms and scraps of German infantrymen. After they're pushing forward here, wheels, hence Achtrad, which means a wheel. Heavy armoured car in the German army based off a more utilitarian army truck design. Cool fun fact. In fact, a lot of the German army sort of early light vehicle vectors are based on various utility designs. And then just up armor to slap a gun on it. And fun fact there, got the attack at half track by attacking it head on with the armoured car. That honestly feels a bit wrong, but here we are. So the way a bit of relief there for Mule. At least for now, this heavy armoured car is going to be somewhat notably more difficult to contest for FeriG. It's going to be into to take assets. In fact, with this gone, Mule is, as you can see, they're incentivized to go for another one, looking to spread the chaos amongst FeriG's ranks for another heavy armoured car. So, how will FeriG respond to like double Arctides when he's got like no anti-tank halfbacks? I think it's going to be an interesting question. Black FeriG coming in for 2, nice bit of layering here, so opponent tries to flank at 30, but instead finds an empty for it too, so that's a pretty smart set there by Mule. Thumbs up. North the armor car striking, got a vibe here on FeriG. Mule strikes again. Another punishing blow against Uncle Sam.
Support elements on the way.
And what is this? It is the 3-inch gun here from FeriG. Possibly responds to the Arctides, something faster than sort of get out faster well and just hit them, or he just likes it. Because again, it is basically just towed sys gun. But again with some nice bonuses. Courtesy of
Alarm. Sector overrun.
Battle group once gets to them. Great shot in the Arctide after they're rushing away, but obviously be a bit uncomfortable for FeriG to lose it here. Snares off here on the Arctide, and boom! Heavy armored car down there, leaving FeriG a bit more successfully against Mule, as Mule's armored car is left burning. And there go, fuel point hit once more. Just ceaseless attacks on that fuel point here by FeriG, and it's just so effective. I mean, comparatively, Mule just has no presence in the south. Which is a bit much now, especially now he's got the heavy armored cars. He's still not doing much in the south. He's like trying and widen the front line, trying to like force FeriG to extend against Mule with his heavy armored cars. It's like though Mule is finally waking up to that possibility. He's going somewhat into the south here. Right here for the Mule man. 132 versus 135. Casualty-wise, it's pretty close with a minor lead here for FeriG. Fresh wave attack with that of FeriG and Freedom. 30 lining up. Life squad down to 1/3, almost here.
Victory point lost.
Smoke deployed, southern points have been grabbed by Mule. Half squad sees in the center.
Victory point is under enemy control.
Lines spotted.
Enemy
Fiends
forces
going
have
being
claimed our
slowly shoved to
territory.
the front line here. 30 cows for FeriG, of course, got the gal there selected. The Fiends gun was also used on the M10 tank destroyer. They actually didn't plan to like upgun the Sherman with them as well, but did not have a sufficient large turret at the time, so that was very much just scrapped. That old fun back there. Not going for the Pioneers here. Engineers slowly advancing. Putting up a pre-assessment fight here with the 44th Reichsgrenadier Division. His men heroically, desperately putting in fights here and there after playing back here, waiting reserve, ready to pounce upon any allied advancing under FeriG as he looks to claw his way forward in the name of democracy. More Jaegers on Mule. That works out. Might be setting up over here for a Nesbit. Maybe he's going to go for Panthers. Hard to say for what Mule is exactly intending here versus FeriG. Under the current circumstances, machine team are gaining bets in C2.
Enemy forces have captured a victory point.
East Mule is starting to at least get more of an actual footprint on the map as it focuses a bit more on the south, forcing FeriG to sort of have to respond.
Jaeger light infantry on station.
Jaeger light infantry.
Who wants to be a sharpshooter?
Machine gun team there on the way here for FeriG. First 30 cal upgrade to the 50 cal. Range gun hanging back here, anticipating possibly push up here. In the center there, 50 cal about the Jaeger's flak third, though pushing back the engineers here. Pressure slowly just building up here, and they're going before two team nice up here. Ruins FeriG's day there. He's starting to look like he might just be staging something resembling a comeback. Whether or not he can maintain this, of course, another matter. Basketball playing going for the flank 30. Dealer advancing, still not much of the battle with a Mule. FeriG soon go for the sprint ability for support weapons. Ready. And then Garage will have info 2. Second Jaeger squad here for Mule. Jaegers. That's going down in the background behind me. 50 cal there being mauled by the info 2, not doing too well there. And the Arctard hits the mine he laid down previously by FeriG.
A squad of Jaeger
Highline
has
just
been
how much damage these
requisitioned.
mines can do in the right place. Thumbs up. Just completely ruined here. Southern maneuver by Mule. Back at base front, we're still not really seeing much. I mean, there's still no sign of attack. Much else really add up in. So we got FeriG just sort of zooming about with his Swedish gun there.
We have lost control of a victory point.
Waving about with no care in the world. Got squads left for Mule and his Luftwaffe company. Second Jaeger squad also getting scoped G45s. Noting here, no Panther tracks from Mule, though mostly because FeriG doesn't really have a lot of threats that need them. It's obviously a lot more infantry-based threats, so having your scoped G45s is turning out like better than that Panther track for the time being. Plus, he knows with the 3-inch gun, at least he doesn't have to worry about Pershing.
Pioneers
But
are
also, at least provides a magic for Mule some amount of lightning and comfort. I mean, FeriG can still go for Sherman tanks and whatnot, but they're not Pershings.
victory point lost.
South side here, Jaeger Splinter's been bombarded.
The enemy has claimed our sector.
Charging in here. Ready to bombard it, troops hold it, round it.
Now get us moving.
178 is falling 10. FeriG once more growing the gap between him and Mule.
About time, Kinder.
I mean, FeriG at this point, I think arguably could go for a tank
The
depot.
adversary is trying to take
Adding
one
up
of
some
our
Sherman
points.
versus Mule.
Scheiße, we've been spotted.
But it's also just not impossible at this point that FeriG just doesn't care particularly much about it. The
Sectors are isolated. We have been cut off.
Arcade moving in. You know,
The enemy has taken the
Darcy
victory
Mule's
point.
response there is pretty solid, not quite impeccable.
The enemy has
We're
claimed our
not doing too
sector.
much out with the abilities. Again, could get the auto sprint here for his 50 cals and whatnot. About now. Mule with 7 command points. I guess he wants to go for the call in Panther here versus FeriG. But considering FeriG just doesn't have any tanks, at the moment at least does feel a bit like an odd choice there, but that is truly his plan. If anything, it would make more sense, I think, to go for the Esper here to like hit some all these support weapons for FeriG's got, and there you go. Ultra sprint here, the best area sprint here for his support weapons. And they can basically run around across the map when they're not in combat. Technically, the French gun also gets it, but can't move with the infantry, so it's there, but it does absolutely nothing. This is a bit fun. There you go, French gun out the ready. 150 is 405. Straight ahead with the 50 on the centre, Bob with the FeriG, but just got shot by a person before he did find the out of Mule. Yeah, he did go for call-in Panthers. Seeing what he's up against at the moment, I once going to stress, I don't think Panthers going to be particularly great here for Mule against FeriG, in part because just like in CoH3, they continue to have this insistence that somehow it's this magical anti-tank.
We have lost control of the victory point.
Because there's definitely this sort of weird assumption among some people that tanks are only there to fight other tanks, and in reality they're just to shoot at the enemy shooting, typically infantry.
Our territory is exposed. We must re-establish a connection.
Even the Panther very much had the role of shooting at infantry. Just completely like shoehorning into that anti-tank role again, continues to feel
Bastards have secured our territory from us.
150 to 74. Arcade can knock out Finch gun and misses a small bit of reprieve of the armored Carter of the guard there. Jürgen, they're alive! Yeah, but for how much longer? I don't think I can live with this. There you go, quick match with the Jaegers, but the grenades put on the Jaegers are not doing too well. Now the punny down, grenades right in the midst here. Narrowly surviving a light-close encounter there with FeriG's frag grenades. A close call. It's going to become a final call. And now will Mule make the wrong call? At least in my opinion. Yes, he does go for the Panther. Looks cool, absolutely. But against an opponent with a French gun, a single half-track requires lots of infantry. It's just not going to cut it. I mean, I could be wrong, somehow miraculously. It could be like, somehow beats all the odds and just keeps sniping in the infantry. But
we have lost a flak gun.
not betting on it. Flak 30 wiped out here. Broke strike there with FeriG. Panther pushing ahead here. Getting hit with an anti-tank grenade, doing some light damage, shocking the crew. And the 80mm stuck front armor. There you go, engaging the Finch gun, but there you go, cleared out here. Mortar fire and Finch gunfire there, leaving Mule's Flak 30 very much deprived of crew. What's going on here? I think there's some kind of weird bug kill misclick going there, but FeriG, there you go, both of the crews up. 7-man, 3-inch gun, that's definitely a this is done.
Heavy Panther is awaiting deployment to your zone.
Definitely done. Damn. Puzzles still keep damage. There you go, quickly dug it though. 5 Mule's infantry, small win, maybe grab that handy for him. Or he could destroy, but I do think that Mule definitely needs to make a decision that very soon. Like, either destroy it or grab it, but he can't just allow it to lie around there for FeriG to get back. And even then he wants to grab it, he might actually want to like at least initially get the pad, or just going to half protect each other away there. We'll have to see what Mule does, but He's been destroyed, which, I mean,
Victory point
at
lost.
this point, getting his hands on it looks very unlikely, so that's by far the best that shows the Mule connecting in the circumstances. 3-inch gun destroyed. FeriG crying in pain as his 3-inch gun is destroyed. Cruelly by Mule. Jaegers getting mauled. There you go, 5th kill on the troop. Also got a mine pick up. He's presenting like any pursuit to the base there. Yeah, map control for Mule once more getting stuck and come to flat further almost to a lot of Panther active scores ahead by sheer power of divine intervention, I must imagine.
Territory sector lost.
Addiction falls in healing. Another 3-inch gun here for FeriG.
We have command points that
And
require
there you go,
use.
trying to make around here for the flank 30, but crowd squad here very much aggressive, putting hold to that Panther moving forwards, northwards. It's high velocity, 75 with a gun, which gave it a serious advantage, including height, range of fire, penetration, but also accuracy, just due to the sheer velocity
Victory
on the
point is
shell.
under enemy control.
Now the south, the Arctic, the export pushing to the south, they're going to clear up and regain what's lost to the Americans. We've got 145 to 329. But I still feel like could try and take up at the same time. He's clearly quite well just a bunch of rifles and 50 cals and range guns and half. Oh, 50 cal wiped out. Apparently FeriG just wasn't paying attention to the red, lack of clarity and the presence by Mule that's had to knock it out. South side, the Guard here one trouble. Maybe Arcade overhitting on top of the damn engine though. Yeah, he's in trouble here. So the rifleman. And there you go, that definitely seals the deal here. Entering Huckle and Arcade there in deep sauerkraut here. Mule struggling to somehow keep it alive, but what are his odds and what can he do? There's just nothing for him to do here. Except just try to make push off the ground squad and maybe get a wipe here. Which I think is actually like, good move there by Mule. I mean, he's pretty much going to have to accept his loss, so what can he do then? Try and get a wipe. Thumbs
The
up to
enemy
Mule
has
there.
taken a victory point.
Doing the best with a terrible situation. Thumbs
Our
up.
schwerer Panzer Spielwagen has been destroyed.
Couple sacks from loose. His remaining armored car, of course, has a Panther once more in game. It's not very useful against infantry lacking like any actual serious machine gun damage or high explosive shells.
Concentration!
129 to 29.
Initiating rollout of load. Alarm! All victory points are under
Spawning
enemy
scopes,
control.
assault rifle upgrade for the Starsturban. I'm guessing he's just going for it, so like he doesn't accidentally pull this one maybe. I just think so. The icon looks neat.
The enemy has claimed our
Because
territory for their
you
own.
really don't see the assault rifle upgrade very often. You see the MP40 upgrade in the Green is more, and that one's not even great. The Starsturban assault rifle upgrade, effectively I feel like it's just worse.
We have 100
100
points
versus
left.
329 here.
That's the motor!
Mule's got the back against the wall against FeriG. Something interesting to happen here. The Jaegers and Greenies hold line center, but they didn't put back here. As American rifle charge in. Barton in before just waiting here. Nice little devious set up there by Mule, but not much of a follow-up. May not matter that much. Buildings are exploding.
Enemy forces have claimed our territory.
Rifles are about to get wiped.
75 points remaining for our forces.
Something fierce for 29. And binging forwards. Bob down with the Grannies, more Grannies running, Panthers sneaking, got the Eagles back in all up here. We got 67 to 329, like Freddy holding up here. Then he's about to get white, and I think the Panther had to do that. Certainly a bit ironic. Yeah. He had to get the white there. One of the few times it hits infantry, it's its own. Oh, now you can hit Jurgen when you're firing at Germans. 58 to 29. Here the pressure on Mule's one increasing again. The Panther is just showing its shortcomings in game. Actual Panther is also plenty of shortcomings, just, you know, not that. The Panther's just not really worth it against an opponent like that. I mean, again, if it could, like, realistically and consistently harm infantry that wasn't your own, I'd say it would be pretty decent, but no. So, there you go. Obviously, rough matchup there. FeriG's a good player. He's playing as USF. So, obviously, then uphill battle, but I do think he should have gone for the Stutte in the Starstorm. I think that would have been a much better investment there for Mule. But also, the Panther just not a good choice. Like, if FeriG had some Shermans, sure, go for it. But against an opponent like that, it's just a waste of resources. So, there you go. I hope you enjoyed this match. I learned something from it. This is Imperial Nation. Cheers, and see you all tomorrow for another exciting episode. Bye, everyone.